I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and
Simple
my
as
answer
that.
to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described
To your opinion, a lot of women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here.
Mhm.
What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you
Yeah.
can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when
But
we
he'll
asked you
be
about
miserable.
when we asked you about the Instagram, you said that you and your partner are 50-50.
Mhm.
Well, the reality is you didn't describe a man that's 50-50. You described a man that's superior to you in almost every which way.
Money doesn't mean anything in social media.
But you were saying that you guys are equal and he should be doing the same thing that you do. And my argument is that how can you expect that when he's the leader in the relationship? You described the guy who's
First of all,
very rare on
nobody's going to
paper.
be a leader. It's a 50-50 relationship.
Oh, so
We
you expect
both
this
are
man
alphas.
to make this money, be tall, both of you be alphas, be in a relationship with you, and you guys are both going to just rule together?
This hits on a real tension many face, wanting equality, but expecting traditional leadership and sacrifice from the man. Men who step up as providers and leaders aren't looking for an equal in every way. They want respect for their role. Demanding a 50-50 partnership while expecting him to carry most of the weight creates impossible pressure.
I was deceived by somebody who is essentially a narcissist and a con artist. They are experts at creating a false persona, and they are master manipulators. They use love bombing, triangulation, and manipulation to keep me in a trauma bond. I was promised a beautiful life and a full family unit, but as soon as I got pregnant, the mask slipped. The house of cards came crashing down, and ultimately I uncovered the painful hidden truth that the person that I trusted was living a double life, filled with deceit and betrayal. And now I'm a single mom, raising my child on my own. And what hurts the most is that I was punished for discovering the truth. As soon as I left him, he decided to go be with the woman that he was cheating on me with, who knew I was pregnant, by the way, and just had a baby. And then I had to watch him parade her around on Instagram for weeks, professing his love in front of my face for the world to see, while I'm home taking care of our newborn baby. It was humiliating, it was cruel, and just incredibly painful. But here's the thing, heartbreak like that, while you're recovering from giving birth, sleepless nights, all while trying to feed and love my baby, it activates a version of you that you did not know existed. So to anyone out there who's facing similar struggles, know that you are not alone. You deserve honesty, you deserve respect, and you have the power to heal and move forward.
Well, isn't that on you? For having bad judgment?
So I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy 8 months ago. 8.5 months before that, I found out I was pregnant. 1 week after finding out that I was pregnant, my partner decided that it wasn't for him and that this relationship wasn't for him either. So I made the decision to go about the pregnancy as a single mom. Throughout my entire pregnancy, my baby's father was in and out, in and out, in and out, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, making promises, breaking promises, and overall really just traumatizing the hell out of me. Making my very first pregnancy an absolutely traumatizing and horrible one. I went into preterm labor, and for the 3 days that my baby's father was there, he was going to the bathroom every hour to get high. We had decided that we were going to do this together. I was going to live with my family, he was going to live close, but ultimately the goal would be to obviously find our way back to each other and, you know, be a family. When my son turned 2 months old, his father disappeared and has not been heard from since. So not only did I lose myself to a relationship that I put my heart and soul into, but I also ultimately started losing myself to motherhood and being a single mom. It was horrible. It's been the worst 8 months of my life, but also the best. In these 8 months, I have gotten clean. I've been sober for 171 days today. I am in school finishing up my MA program in 1 month, and I am interviewing for my dream job next week. I've decided that I can do this on my own. Not only can I, but I certainly want to. Moms have superpowers. Being a mom was the only thing in my 10 years of using different substances. Being a mom was the only thing that could pull me out of it. Not only that, but it's been the only thing that has made me feel like I am capable. And I'm able to literally take on any challenge in my life. So with that, I've decided I'm no longer lost in motherhood. I'm going to be spending the next year, 2026, finding myself adjacent to being a mom, and a single mom at that, and what that looks like. So, yeah.
Why are women still having children with unstable men? And bringing children into this world being traumatized and traumatizing the child as well? Women, stop it already.
As a single mom, I have this theory that after you get out of a really horrible relationship with somebody, or a divorce or whatever, you get your momentum, your spice, your bzah back. When I left my exes, I lost weight, I got my body back, I started feeling myself. It's why all of a sudden did you just regain a whole bunch of confidence? What is it about breakups and being a mother, a single mom? You have your kids and you break up, and it's you just feel this fire to do better. You refuse to do worse. You just want to be on your stuff. And that's also why you almost don't even want to talk to nobody. I didn't date for 3.5 years when I became a single mom, because I was nah, I just felt nope, I'm just going to do me. Am I the only one that has experienced this?
A lot of single moms experience this because men don't keep up with children that aren't theirs. It is what it is. So yeah, a lot of moms out there experiencing this for sure.
A lot of people keep asking me how I had the courage to leave after 9 years and kids. I just want to say I feel like at the end of the day, I tried as much as I could for so many years for him to change, I was just waiting, because at the end of the day, when you love somebody, you see the potential person that they could be, but it's their choice of whether they're going to be that person or not. And I feel like when you're young and you grow up with someone, you go through so many different stages of life, and we went through so many different stages of life together, and we both have put each other through things behind the scenes, behind social media. We both have been through things with each other, and we still decided to stay together and to fight for our relationship. But at the end of the day, I feel like when you stay after you keep forgiving somebody, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And I don't care what anybody says, you're always going to think about it, and you're always going to have that in the back of your mind. No matter how much you forgive somebody, it's just you just can't do it. You're a human being and you have feelings, and that's just how it goes. He wasn't a bad dad. I just feel like he was a bad partner to me. And at the end, I feel like I started to be a bad partner to him. But I was just reflecting off of everything that I went through throughout the years. And I started to write in my notes every time that he did something that would upset me or whatever. I would write it in my notes, and then every time I felt like staying again and trying again, I would just go back and read those notes. I also did a pros and cons list, and I wrote all his pros and I wrote all his cons. And once the cons list started to get more than the pros, I told him about it, and I wanted him to do the same thing for me so that we could figure it out. But it just caused a big argument, so I was just I'm not going to continue to keep fighting for something if I'm the only one who's fighting for the relationship. I always felt like I wasn't strong enough and I couldn't do life without him, and at the end of the day, that's really just not how it is. Me and him are going to be involved in each other's lives for the rest of our lives, because having a baby is bigger than marriage, I feel like, because we still have to deal with each other forever. And at the end of the day, we have to parent together, and I do not hate him. And that's another thing, is I see people say you go back to the same person and you keep going back to them until you hate them, because then at that point you know that you tried your best. Well, I was at my breaking point where I was starting to hate him, and I knew that we had kids, and I knew that that's not what I wanted for us. I didn't want to hate him because I knew that I have to deal with him forever. So I left before I hated him. And I woke up at my house for the first time as a single mom, but nothing changed because I was a single mom in a relationship. I was doing everything all the time. And I feel like it only hits me at night when I realize that I'm by myself and he's not coming home. Or when something happens and the first thing I want to do is call him and tell him about it, but I can't because that's just not how our relationship is right now. And to anybody watching my video thinking that you can't leave because you're not strong enough and you can't do it by yourself, you're strong enough. And as soon as you open that door, a million other doors are going to open up for you, and a million different opportunities are going to open up for you. And it's going to be hard, but you got this because your kids deserve to see you happy. I would rather my kids have 2 happy homes than 1 home with chaos all the time. So, yeah.
That's a good way to go about it. But how about we don't bring children in middle of all this chaos next time?
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. I thought we could do this. I thought we could be adults and co-parent under the same roof, separate our finances, pay our bills together. I can't do it. I can't. Oh my gosh. I am like literally trying my best. I'm dealing with the house. I'm dealing with the kids. We have 2 kids that we share together. 2 babies, both on the spectrum. I have 4 other kids that I am financially responsible for. He doesn't get that. He doesn't understand that I have 4 other kids that I am financially responsible for. It doesn't matter what you're making. I am still financially responsible for them. He takes my check every single week. I don't know what he does with it. He's supposed to pay the bills with it. That's what it's for. It's not my fault. 1 week, it's one amount. The next, I am literally trying my best. I'm dealing with the kids. I'm dealing with the household. I am making money every single week. Does anybody have any, friendly advice for me? We haven't slept in the same bed in 3 years. He hasn't told me he loves me in over 2 years, okay? We are roommates. We share 2 children together. I sleep on the couch. He sleeps in the bed with our son. We're roommates that share 2 kids that share bills. But my money is his money. His money is his money. That's how it is. So does anybody have any friendly advice? Because I'm at my breaking point and I feel like I'm going crazy.
Another rage-baiting woman.
That's the furthest I've ever gone with a single mother. I've heard some pretty bad stories from men where it's I think one of the other big things that you often hear is eventually down the line, there's going to be an expectation if you're in a relationship with a single mother. The single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that though is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So a woman who's a single mother, she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child.
This hits hard. Single moms often expect men to provide financially for their kids, but deny them any real authority or say in raising them. It's frustrating to carry the responsibility without respect or control, leaving many men feeling powerless and used in the relationship.
Red flag number 12, single mothers. What's wrong with a single mother? Maybe she just made a mistake. Shouldn't we save her?
That's what they want you to believe, don't they? You're in a position where you essentially choose to cuckold yourself. The reason why we are on this earth today is to scatter our seed and pass on our DNA, our name, our legacy, and all that sort of stuff. And if you choose to abandon an opportunity to do that, to raise another man's seed and provide for them, then you're essentially a cuck. There was an era where it was shameful to be a single mother. Today, with culture and society, Hollywood and media, it's it's celebrated. Right. You go, girl. You go, girl. You're so strong and independent. And I don't think that it's good for society, for culture, or for the world in general, because, I mean, the statistics are very clear. Children that are incarcerated, vast majority of them come from single mother household. Children that run away from home, poor grades, gang activity. The absence of fathers in a household is a terrible thing for children. Now, some guys might say, well, then I'll step up and I'll take care of it. Okay, well, you can, but you've also cucked yourself now, and now you're not raising your own kids.
For many men, relationships with single moms are a losing game. You take on the burden of another man's kids, bills, chaos, but get zero authority, constant disrespect, and emotional scraps. You're not a partner, you're a placeholder and a wallet.
When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring.
Yeah,
That's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. Men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire and she helps and builds an empire with that man?
Okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay, good. So what do millionaires have that are men?
But my thing is, like...
Hold on, answer the question. What do men have that are millionaires? Options, which means they can date girls that aren't millionaires and be happy. You, on the other hand, can't date a broke guy and be happy. So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
This mom just got served hard. She laid out the cold truth. Men with money have options, and they naturally want to invest in their own legacy, not someone else's baggage.
Men don't want to date single mothers, or men always talking about single mothers, this, that, and the third. This is a perfect example as to why. Because again, you expect this man to come in, be the man of the house, pay all the bills, be romantic, do all that, be a father to a son that he didn't have. That's not my son.
But he has no say-so.
But he has no say-so in the discipline. He has no say-so in the guidance. He has no say-so in how this house is going to be ran in regards to your son. So how do you expect me to be the man of the house when every time that I try to tell him something that's right, you bucking the system because you getting emotional, because you, damn the message I'm saying, you processing it as, no, you can't tell my baby nothing.
Because it's my baby.
It's my baby.
Yep.
So as a man, how enticing is that of a situation to walk into? That's why men don't want to date single mothers. That's why.
Exactly, men aren't blind. Walking into a situation where you're expected to be the provider, protector, and father figure, but get zero respect or authority, is a trap. When the biological mother undermines discipline and loyalty stays with her, the stepdad is just a paycheck and an outsider.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never ever forgive you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never ever ever come first.
This is an honest rundown of why marrying a single mother can feel like a no-win situation for many men. The lack of authority over the child, constant competition with the biological father, and the emotional complexities create a toxic mix. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.